pick Instagram this time. I just did LinkedIn and
I don't see. I don't see it on LinkedIn. That's what I meant. I meant LinkedIn. I'm sorry.
you don't see it on LinkedIn.
I don't
We are
see the.
live. We are live. Hello, everyone. We apologize for the lateness. We had some technical difficulties like we did last time, but that's all right. We are here and we are ready to discuss our topic today, and it is insider tips for sustainable growth during a recession. And we want to say first and foremost, thank you so much for joining us. And also, if you have any questions that you would like to ask us, please put those questions down in the comment area, and we will be more than happy to answer them while we are on live. So, thank you so much. My name is Zenia Morris. I am the CEO of the PAM firm, and I have my team member here, Pamela, and I will allow her to introduce herself.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pamela Harris, and as Zinia said, I am a team member here at the PAM firm, and I'm also the owner and founder of PLH Solutions LLC. Happy to be here with you tonight.
All right, so fantastic. We are going to start our conversation, and I am going to just open it up and talk about your investment in your remote team optimization. Now, this is very important in our industry, and the information that I'm going to share with you today, I hope that it will enlighten you on what remote teams can do for you and in your business, and how we can already work with your teams that you may already have, right? But there might be some areas where you feel like you're falling short in and you're looking for support in those areas. So, investing in remote team optimization. It's a strong conversation that I think a lot of folks are having today, because people are trying to figure out how we can increase our productivity, but not spend so much money with having team members in the actual office, right? So I'm going to cover three areas or three tips that I will share with you on today. Standardized systems and processes. When you're implementing clear SOPs, which is standard operation procedures across departments, you want to ensure consistency, right? You want to make sure that all of your departments are working in alignment with one another. And what that does is it reduces confusion. And we know that that is so important. When you have a clear guideline, it reduces confusion, and that will easily give us, for instance, remote workers, it will give us an easy transition for onboarding and coming on to your team. The next one I want to talk about is prioritizing communication. So, prioritizing communications along with the tools that you use. So, establishing a regular check ins, which could look like daily stand up appointments, weekly meetings, or even monthly strategy meetings that you set up, is going to increase and make your communication better while you are working with a remote team. One of the things that I always share that is most important about working with remote teams is clarity in communication. So I'll also share a few of the systems that we use currently with our clients to communicate. Some of the tools that we use are Slack, right? Asana is a project management tool that is offers us real time communication with our clients, especially when we are working on projects. And if they want to know real time, um, what do I want to say? Real time actions, right? What is happening in that moment? Asana is one of our top tools that we use working with our clients and also working in our teams. And then number three, investing in ongoing training and development. It's important because you want your remote teams to always be the highest trained. If there are particular systems that you are using and they're not familiar with them, then they need to go and do that training, right? Because it's all about providing you with the best efficient and productivity while we're working with you. So just know that training and development is extremely important when you're working with your remote teams and optimizing for the best benefits for you. You can offer virtual training, you can offer leadership development and certificates. So it's all going to empower your teams, and the outcome, we hope that it will always be effective. Now Pamela will come along and she will share with you some of the key ideas for your social media presence.
Thanks, Zenya. And again, welcome everyone. So, in these uncertain times, strengthening your digital presence in today's competitive landscape is key to you and your business's success. Here are a few tips that we think will be beneficial for you. Perform an internal audit of your digital assets. And what do I mean by that? If your company has a website, make sure that there all the information is up to date. Ensure that it's user friendly, it's fast, and it clearly communicates the mission that you are trying to convey. Another tool that you can use is to get reviews from your current clients and prominently feature those client testimonials on your website and across your various social media platforms. Another tip is brand consistency. Make sure that all of your company's branding is consistent across all of your social media platforms. And what do I mean by your branding? I mean your company colors, your logo, and your font. You want consistency and uniformity across all of your social media platforms. Another tip is leveraging apps for email campaigns and automation. This will help you build your base, it will help you network and generate client leads. Several apps that we use and we're familiar with that help you with this are applications such as MailChimp, Zapier, HubSpot, MailerLite are just to name a few. And also, if you are looking to do newsletters and putting out newsletters, Beehive and Brevo are two of the most popular ones as well. Zinnia, have I missed anything? Do you have any others to add?
So no, you you got all of those. I'm so happy that you were able to share all of the tools and systems that will help them along the way, especially with their social media presence.
Exactly.
One of the things that I do want to share with you guys, is the diversity in your income streams. Now, when we're thinking about not only your presence on your social media, but being able to diversify in the areas that are most beneficial to you. And I just want to give you some ideas of how you can diversify your streams, okay? So, one of the ways which I would share with you is packaging your expertise. Now, what that looks like, if you're already offering services to your customers or even your audience, you can think outside the box and say, what additional products or service can I offer, and package them up, right? And that's frameworks, that's industry knowledge for digital products, or even templates. You have toolkits or mini courses based upon what you are offering. This will also offer you and set you in a place of passive income potential. So, in ways that you are able to diversify your income streams, you ought to think about that strategically, and that will help you grow your business. It will help you increase your service to your customers. Another way is to explore strategic collaborations. Now, when you think about that, you might think, well, why do I want to collaborate with other businesses? Well, because if you're not providing a service to a client that may need some additional support, it might be best for you not to have that client sent out, but to actually be able to have that client stay within your realm and do a collaboration of services. So when you think about it, you could bundle your services, right? And offer special bundle services that will help your clients. You can also have referral agreements, right? And if you are working or thinking about working with another business, to be able to refer a client to another business can also cause you to have passive income where you can set up a referral agreement. So that works here at the PAM firm, where we have an ambassador program. So for our clients or individuals that want to be a part of our business and the service that we provide, they have an opportunity to refer clients to us, and they get a reward. So thinking out the box strategically with working with other businesses that you can collaborate, I think provides value to your clients and the businesses that you're working with. My last one would be creating tiered service options. Now, you're already providing services, but to create a tier, that means that in that service or product that you're offering, they get an additional service or product that you're offering. And that could be anything like a DIY, it could be a done with you or done for you. And what that looks like is a DIY, you're actually teaching something, right? Where they can do it on their own. A done with you would be that they would actually work with you in regards to whatever service. That could be coaching, or it could be sharing something that you're actually teaching them how to do a service or a product. And then a done for you would be you're actually helping them to complete something for you. So there's different ways that you can provide tier service options, and they can always benefit you. They attract new clients. They actually broaden your audience for new clients to come in. So just overextending your capacity of services that you can provide would actually be a good way to diversify your income streams. Now, Pamela, if you have anything additional to add about the presence for them in their social media, let's share that now.
Yes. Thanks. And thanks for those wonderful tips, Xenia. It's always helpful to hear that. Another way that you can strengthen your digital presence is visibility builds trust. Make sure you choose platforms where your ideal clients and networks are active. That may be Instagram, that may be Facebook, that may be LinkedIn, but you want to go where your clients are and where the people are that you can collaborate with. And stay active on these platforms. Consistent posting with tailored content will set you apart from everyone else. And I'm just going to piggyback off of what Zinnia was saying. Collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. It's great to collaborate with people and to help build strong teams. And that's what we do here at the PAM firm.
Absolutely. So we are a collaboration, right?
Exactly.
We work together, right? I tap into the areas that you're an expert in. I tap into the areas where our other team members are experts in. And that is a collaboration. Although you guys are team members of the PAM firm, we're still collaborating in the services that we provide. So I think when you step outside the box,
Exactly.
you are extremely creative in the services that you offer and what you can do to offer that more extensive support that clients are looking for today. They always want to know that extra that they get today. I think collaboration is everything, and it's definitely a benefit. Do we have any comments out there? Any questions that anyone is asking? I don't see any from my end, but Pamela, do you see any from your end?
No, I don't. I just look. I do not see any on my end either, Zinnia.
Okay, so I think what I'd like to do is we can also share what it means and what it feels like to work with a remote team, right? Even working with a virtual assistant. And Pamela, you can speak on that one. So, when you think about working with a remote team, I know it's kind of up in the air. People are always thinking about, how do I delegate? How do I communicate? How is this going to work? Well, it's interesting because I have been working in this industry for 10 years now. And one thing that I can say is that when you are a customer and you are working with a remote team, the best and most effective thing that is going to work for you is for you to know what you really need, right? You need to know the areas of support that you're falling behind in, or you may feel like you're not that strong. So, having clarity on what you need and how the remote team can actually fill that space and make you stronger is always a benefit. So write it down, sit in a quiet space and think about what area you're falling short in. Or maybe, what area is my team struggling with because they are feeling a little overwhelmed right now? They may be feeling overtasked. So, to write down those specific areas where you're falling short, I think is a great way for you to strategize when you are actually thinking about working with a remote team. Because the first thing that I will ask you as an individual meeting with a CEO and a founder is, how can we help you? That is my first question. How can we help you? And with that, I'm really looking for you to share some information on the areas where you are feeling overwhelmed, where
Right.
your team is struggling,
Mhm.
or being challenged, and then we can kind of filter it out and come to a conclusion of how we can support you as a remote team. So, Pamela, you share with working with CEOs as just a virtual assistant, what that looks like.
Right. And you're right. Knowing your strengths and your weaknesses and where a virtual assistant can kind of fill in the gaps, it's key, especially when you're having initial conversations. And you know, I've had clients who needed just calendar management because they don't get a chance to go through their calendar, and their calendar is back to back to back. So being a virtual assistant, you sit and you talk with your client and say, okay, how can I help you make your day go by, a little smoothly, and give you some breaks in between? Some clients have assistance, but they need a little more help. So for me, it's always making sure that you have those clear conversations with your client, and those honest conversations, and you have to ask, where can I help? Because a lot of times people that work with remote teams and virtual assistants, they want to get out of the mundane, the day-to-day run of the mill stuff, and they want to be out of the woods, out of the weeds on things. So it's our job to help them know where we can be strategically placed in their company and in their workflows to help them and get help them to be successful. And it all is, again, part of collaboration and being strategic partners.
Absolutely. And I can say as a CEO that if my calendar wasn't filled with the day to day, and Pamela can she can attest
I
that
can.
I have everything on my calendar,
Exactly.
from waking up first thing in the morning to devotion to exercise to, and if all of that is not on my calendar, I literally do not know that it is taking place.
Exactly.
So to have an assistant that makes sure that everything is on your calendar is extremely important. And that works the same with the remote team. For the team to be very clear on what is needed and how we can provide the support to an organization or a for profit business or even a small business owner. Clarity in what you need is extremely important in this industry. Thank you,
Exactly.
Canada, for joining us. We appreciate you coming on and sharing in our live video on today. So we don't really have much, but I think the reason why we show up in this area is because we want to educate folks about how you can use a remote team, how you can use a virtual assistant to also support you in the areas that is needed, right? And
Right.
this will go along for um, people that are coming into this entrepreneurship scope, right? A lot of people are losing their jobs, and instead of going back into the work field, they may be considering starting their own business. And so just know that when you are thinking about that strategically, you have to know the area of support that you will need. So if I can't say anything else, communication and knowing
Exactly.
what you need is so vitally important to be successful in working with a remote team and working with a virtual assistant. So, Pamela, you have anything to share before we go off of our live?
I will just echo collaboration, being strategic partners, and being clear and having clear and concise and helpful communication, and communicate. Sometimes you can never over communicate, and that will help you be successful, and it will help your teams be successful.
Absolutely. And one thing while we're closing, I want to say it's important for you to have individuals on your team that are experienced.
Exactly.
I think experience, it's not shared enough how much experience that you should have when you are supporting CEOs, for profits, nonprofits. It's very important that you are experienced in the area of providing service. Now, at the PAM firm, we have more than 20 years of experience. And if you combined our experience, yeah, it's more than
It's a
that. But
lot.
what
It's a
I
lot.
would say,
Exactly.
it's a lot more than that. Yes, it is. But I always say 20 plus experience so people don't be like, how long have you been in the industry? Yeah, we've been in it a long time, and we have worked in corporate. So we know the corporate language, we know the corporate scope. We've worked in corporate for many, many years. So to have that experience and be able to share it with our clients, I think is a benefit as well. So, again, we want to thank you all for joining our live today. We hope that you would join us on our next one, and we just hope to bring you value. We really
Exactly.
hope to bring you value. So thank you so much, everyone. And we hope to see you next time. Yeah, Pamela?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, everyone,
We,
for joining today.
yeah. You guys have a great rest of the week and enjoy the weekend that is coming. Be blessed. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye bye.